Welcome back, artists. Today, we're going to be applying some of the skills in grid drawing that we've already learned from our contour practice worksheet, but this time we're going to be applying them based on a photograph and into a collaborative art piece that we're all going to work on. We're going to be reviewing some of the concepts that we learned before, like remembering what half, quarter, and a third of a box look like, and how we use the intersection between the contour line of an object and the grid line in order to place things. So as I'm drawing this object, I'm going to be starting keeping those fractions in mind, and I'm going to try to place where the objects or forms that I see in my page should go. I'm going to be looking at where objects intersect the grid lines, and I'm going to start drawing those in. I'm going to start with the long straight lines that run across this page, and I notice that this one that I'm working on right now is approximately 1/4 of the way from the bottom of that box to the top. And I double check that, measuring with my pencil and my thumb, just like we learned to in the last exercise in this unit. It seems like I want the intersection to be just around 1/4 on that part. As I look at that same line, it seems about halfway up and down the box, all the way to the right, and all the way to the left. The last intersection of that line is about 1/4 to 1/3 of the way from the left to the right side of that center line. So with these three intersections, I'm going to use a straight edge. In this case, I use my ruler, but my pencil, but you could also use a ruler or whatever you wanted to. I'm going to connect those dots. So notice that I'm finding where the line starts, ends, and intersects, and then I'm connecting those dots. Just like we've done before, we're making a connect the dot drawing first. We'll add in value later. So once again, finding where half of a box looks like, where that line intersects at the angle that it goes to, and where the bottom of each portion is. Moving forward, I sped up the video so that we can see more progress in a little bit less time. Notice that I sometimes might use my finger as a reference point, or otherwise gauge the size of an object or a thing that I've drawn and use that as a reference in order to draw another similar type of object. Also, watch as I use those grid lines and still keep in mind those fractions that we've talked about. Now, even when an object doesn't actually cross the grid line, I'm still looking at those fractions. Important that all of us finish our contour lines before we do our shading, because we're going to want to check with our neighbors. This is going to all be a collaborative drawing. We're all drawing one small section of a bigger picture that is going to have a little piece of art from all of our classmates. And because of that, we're going to need to finish the contour lines and check those against our neighbors. If we don't, we'll end up with some pretty wild results. We'll be doing that in our next video. For now, just do the contoured lines of the whole picture. Happy making!